Get a little closer. Let's dim the lights and imagine an old map in front of us. Because history sometimes moves quietly, and sometimes it accelerates suddenly. And we are exactly in one of those periods. By the time we reach 2029, the world will have changed so dramatically that the life we live today will feel like something far in the past. From artificial intelligence to the climate crisis, from global power struggles to the transformation of humanity itself, everything is changing shape at the same time. When we look at history, we see that certain periods tend to repeat themselves. Even at its peak, the Roman Empire was already decaying from within. While the public was distracted in the arenas, real power was quietly shifting behind the scenes. Today, we are in a similar era. But this time, the arena is the digital world, a space where our attention, our thoughts, and our struggles take place. And the gladiators are algorithms. Before we begin, you can support the channel by subscribing for free. Now let's move on to the main topic. We are in 2026, and artificial intelligence is already part of our lives. In the next few years, this technology will advance even faster. It will complete tasks in seconds that once took months, more efficiently and more creatively. It will develop new medicines, test scientific ideas, and solve complex problems. The Industrial Revolution replaced human physical strength with machines. This era is changing the way we think, and this process does not seem likely to stop. But the most important point is this: artificial intelligence is no longer just a tool. It is evolving into a system that can improve itself. Some systems are advancing so rapidly that the question, "Did we really create this?" is being asked more and more often. Because this is no longer just controlled technology, it is becoming a system that begins to shape its own direction. Another issue is energy consumption. As AI grows, it requires more power. Data centers are already creating an enormous energy burden. The real question is, will this rapidly advancing system truly solve problems? Or will it create new and even bigger ones? Because no matter how advanced technology becomes, the world still struggles with its own natural balance. And at this point, another truth emerges. Humanity is not only going through a technological transformation, but also facing a harsh climate test. In 1816, after the Tambora eruption, Europe was plunged into darkness. Famine, disease, and mass migration followed. Yet humanity managed to survive. Today, we are going through a similar period of change. But this time, the crisis is not outside of nature. It has become part of the system we live in. In the coming years, record temperatures may become the new normal. Extreme weather events will become more frequent and more severe. The Mediterranean region, including Turkey, will be one of the most affected areas. Drying rivers, shrinking agricultural lands, and increasing migration. All of these will gradually begin to reshape global balances. In my view, the climate crisis is not only a human-made problem. The Earth has long been changing through its own natural cycles. In the past, civilizations also collapsed due to sudden climate shifts. But the difference today is this. For the first time, we have the ability to observe and partially influence this change. Artificial intelligence could accelerate these cycles, or it could slow them down. Humanity is no longer just a force standing against nature. It is now at a point where it can either accelerate this process or further destabilize the planet's balance. And right at this point, another reality emerges. The world is being reshaped not only climatically, but also politically and in terms of power balance. After the collapse of the Soviet Union, the world remained in a unipolar order for a long time. But today, that picture is completely changing. A multipolar world order is emerging. The old unipolar system is gradually losing its influence. China's technological rise, India's demographic power, and the growing influence of various regional actors are increasing. The dollar is still strong, but pressure on the global system is being felt more each day. Cryptocurrencies, gold, and bilateral trade agreements are forming a new financial balance. Between 2026 and 2029, cyber attacks, competition over critical resources, and space rivalry will accelerate even further. While permanent bases on the moon are being discussed, Mars-related projects are no longer just imagination. There are also views suggesting that this transformation is not happening on its own. The old system is already weakening. Some developments are believed to be accelerating this process. The pandemic is considered one of the early signals of this shift. Today, artificial intelligence, economic pressures, and the climate crisis are all acting simultaneously. This is gradually weakening the existing order. Who will define the rules in the new era is still unclear. But perhaps that is not the real question. The real question is what place humanity will have in this new order. Many traditional professions will gradually disappear. In their place, new fields will emerge such as AI orchestra conductors, virtual world designers, data analysts, and legal technology specialists. Even law, once considered one of the most secure professions, may eventually be largely supported or replaced by artificial intelligence. The most important skill will be managing the harmony between humans and artificial intelligence. Loneliness may also increase because artificial companions may become more patient, more understanding, and available at all times compared to real people. One of the most striking ideas is this. Humanity may eventually split into two paths. One group may integrate deeply with AI through brain-machine interfaces, reaching an entirely different level of existence. The other group may consciously slow down and choose a more natural, traditional way of life. As a result, two different forms of humanity could emerge, just like thousands of years ago when hunters and farmers separated. But this time, the divide would be much deeper. History has shown us repeatedly that major transformations are difficult, but humanity always adapts. We have emerged stronger from pandemics, wars, and technological revolutions. We will do so again. But this time, we must be careful. We must not lose scientific curiosity. We must not surrender to panic or exaggeration. We must move forward with hope while keeping our feet firmly on the ground. However, the period we are in is not just a transformation. It is also a moment of decision, and the outcome of that decision will directly shape the future. At this point, the question becomes, will we merely observe this change, or will we be the ones shaping it? By 2029, we will either be at the threshold of the brightest era in history, or we will have overcome one of the greatest trials. We still hold the pen. How it will be written is entirely in our hands. What do you think? Which idea made you think the most? Let's talk in the comments. These conversations grow with you. If you enjoy this kind of awareness content, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and support the video. Take care of yourselves. Keep your eyes open and your mind clear. Time has accelerated, and we are right in the middle of it.